What is up, everybody? Connor here from Geek on Your Face. Welcome back. I know I have taken a little bit of a break here, but I was not just, not doing anything. I was working on a lot of stuff, which I think you guys have always seen from the intro to this video. It took me a long time, probably a little bit longer than it should have, to make that in After Effects, but I hope it looks cool. Anyways, to get into this deck video, we are getting back into the swing of things with the Best Deck series for now. And the long-requested Red Eyes Black Dragon deck has finally come, and because, I don't know, I always get like a mental block whenever it came to trying to do the Red Eyes deck. I tried to make it a couple times before, but it never turned out really awesome. So I decided to just bite the bullet. I was gonna make it no matter what it took, and I decided to kind of put a little bit of a mixture in the deck. So it's a Red Eyes focused deck generally. But it also has the Armed Dragon level monsters to complement the deck, which I think actually works together quite well. The special summoning and everything that happens in the deck works together and lends itself pretty nicely to the deck. So now you see I'm going to have the Red Eyes Wyvern out on the field just because it was the only thing I could place out on the field at the time. I'm also going to put down the Mass Dragon to defense mode because obviously with Mass Dragon's effect you want to get destroyed pretty much as soon as possible so that you can get your Armed Dragon level 3 out on the field and get it leveled up during your next turn, which is very, very important. You always want to really climb the levels as fast as you can when you're using the level monsters, fill up the requirements as soon as possible. Now here, when I actually level up Armed Dragon level 3 during my standby phase that's coming right about now, I actually make a mistake. To thin out my deck and just get better chance of drawing better cards, I should have got the Armed Dragon level 5 from my deck, not the one from my hand. So that was a little bit of a mistake on my part, but in the whole scheme of things, it's not really that big of a deal. Now you see here, I'm going to be using an XYZ, and this is a very, very key card in this deck. It's one of the most important cards in this deck. Obviously, 2 rank 4 monsters, and it summons Queen Dragoon Jin. This is a really, really awesome card. It makes it so that other dragons you control, which is every monster in this deck, cannot be targeted for an attack. So it's really useful for keeping an Armed Dragon level 3, let's say for example, out on the field if you need to. Also, its effect allows you to special summon one level 5 or higher monster as long as it's a dragon type from your graveyard, which is very, very important for the Red Eyes deck, because obviously the biggest issue with the Red Eyes is you need to summon it. It being a normal monster kind of makes itself a little bit difficult, but that's the base of it, right? You need to have the original Red Eyes to do a lot of different stuff with the other Red Eyes monsters in here. Now here we go, Dragon Shrine. This is the big play. This is a very awesome play that you can do in this deck. Dragon Shrine lets me put one dragon type monster from my deck to the graveyard. If it was a normal monster, then I can put another dragon in there. So I just put 2 of my Red Eyes in there so that I don't draw them, because it would be kind of useless if I drawed them. And now I finally get my Armed Dragon level 10 out on the field. Super, super awesome. We're pretty much unstoppable at this point. We're gonna go ahead and get that Red Eyes out of my graveyard onto the field, and then because I have Red Eyes Darkness Dragon in my hand, I can special summon it by tributing the Red Eyes, and then this thing is gonna be beastly when it comes out because I have so many dragons in my graveyard, which is really another benefit to using XYZs. You can constantly be putting more dragons in your graveyard, so it's very, very useful that way. You see here we have the Red Eyes Darkness Dragon with 4,500 attack points already on the field. Now this deck also has Solidarity in it, so if we had Solidarity on the field, it'd be even worse for him. There's actually 2 Solidarities in the deck, so that's a total of 1,600 attack points if you manage to have them both on the field at the same time. Now Heart of the Underdog, we didn't really go over it at the start, but I don't know if it's so awesome in this deck because the only normal monsters that you have are Alexandrite Dragon, which is a good 4-star dragon type monster. That's why it's in the deck in the first place. And the Red Eyes. Those are the only normal monsters, so you could swap out Heart of the Underdog for another card draw. This deck definitely does need card draw because if you get a crap hand, you can't really do any combos with it. You're pretty screwed. This deck is not forgiving, but there are a lot of options. But I'm just saying, for the one hand that's really bad, you're going to be screwed if you don't have the good card draw to power through it. Now, let's go into the recipe portion of the video like usual, guys. Alexandrite Dragon. There's going to be 3 of them. Not much to say about a normal monster, right? It's just a normal monster, nothing super special about it. We're going to go over to the Red Eyes BE Dragon. There's going to be 3 of them. Obviously you want to have the ability to have a lot of control over your Red Eyes. 1 Armed Dragon level 10. Only 1 because you don't want your hand to get clumped up with really powerful monsters and then you're not able to summon any of them. Armed Dragon level 3. You have 3 of them because obviously you want to draw into him. Armed Dragon level 5, 2, and Armed Dragon level 7. When you get up to bigger monsters, you don't want to put as many in a deck so your hand doesn't get clumped. 3 Masked Dragons to help with the Armed Dragon level 3s. Red Eyes Darkness Dragon, this can be a super powerful card if you use it correctly. And it's really easy to get out as well, as you just saw last duel. Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, this is a very important card. This card is super awesome. Lets you special summon 1 dragon type monster from your hand or graveyard. It's really just an awesome card in this deck. And 2 Red Eyes Wyverns, just because it enables you to really control your graveyard and your Red Eyes. Ancient Rules, special summon 1 level 5 or higher normal monster from your hand. You could kind of get rid of this if you didn't feel the need for them, but if you get stuck with the Red Eyes and nothing to get it out, then this is a good way to have it. 2 Dragon Shrines, just because you want to have control over your graveyard, like I said before. Always good to power up Darkness Red Eyes Dragon. Heart of the Underdog, 3 of them, just for good card draw. You could switch it out for something else. 2 level ups because it's very hard to deal with a level up that you can't quite get. Mystical Space, obviously, Solidarity, we went over that before. 2 Call the Haunteds to once again control your graveyard. Controlling your graveyard is a very basic skill that you need to be able to be successful in this game. 2 Mirror Forces, obviously standard, and 1 Solemn Warning just because you really want to disrupt your opponent when he's getting into the groove of special summoning. In the extra deck we have Evil Swarm Ouroboros, 3 level 4 monsters, and once per turn, that whole idea, 1XYZ, target 1 card your opponent controls, return to the hand, send 1 random card from their hand to the graveyard, target 1 card in their graveyard and banish it. Gaia Dragon the Thunder Charger, this is kind of just like the fun card that I threw in there. I wouldn't recommend using it. There's not really something special about it unless you need the piercing damage. Leviathan, good for stacking up with Solidarity and getting those direct attacks. And Queen Dragon Jin, this is the very important card. We went over its effect earlier. But yeah, that's going to be this video, guys. I hope you liked it. As you can see, there's going to be little things popping up on the screen right now. The Twitter and then the Twitch page, those are what I spent a lot of time working on as well. And the videos are going to get a quality boost, so I hope you guys like that. I worked really hard on it. And leave your comments down below what you want me to do next. And I'll see you then. Bye!
Biding time that you don't own. You leave me waiting all alone. Breaking words you said in fear.